Hello there. My name is Murray. I'm with my co-host Corey. We are the Real Guys, and this is the Real Show with two E's. We're coming at you today with a very sci-fi episode, a very space-faring, teleporting, time-jumping episode. As always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Excellent. Would you like to lead the listener in on what we're transport the listener to a to an amazing world with you, with your words?
So,
Take us there. Take us there.
about I can't remember, what, like 2 months ago now, 3 months ago, we covered something. This is now a continuation of that.
Yes, it is. What we first covered was the Doctor Who New Year's special.
Yes,
Eve of the Daleks. Did we not cover it?
We did indeed.
We did. And there's released a second special, a Easter special. They're not doing a series this time.
No, they're not.
They're doing 3 specials to conclude Jodie Whittaker's run as the Doctor.
Correct.
This second special, Legend of the Sea Devils, aired on Easter Sunday.
It did.
And the last special will air, I think...
It's sometime in the autumn.
Right, I want to say in the autumn, yeah.
We don't know when yet. Also, fun fact.
But for the minute, we have Legend of the Sea Devils. I'm going to jump in. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see what we think. Now, we haven't said a word to each other about this since watching it.
No.
When did you watch it?
I watched it Monday. I think Monday or Tuesday.
I watched it Tuesday evening. I sat down and watched it.
Okay. I think
do you want to go beat by beat, or do you want
to
have some topics?
I think I watched it Tuesday morning. I watched it before you watched it anyway.
Right, okay, yes, you did.
One thing I was going to mention, this is the lowest, I think, TV ratings for any Doctor Who episodes had.
Really?
Or any specials had. It was like 20 million or something. It's the lowest it's ever had. Which is the telling of the series at its current state.
And perhaps what you think of it?
I mean, it's...
It's rare, right? Let me stop you because you're stuttering.
Yeah.
It's very rare on this show.
Yes.
That we don't like something. I want to say we're very positive on this show.
We try to be.
We try to be. We try to be very positive. We try to be very uplifting. We try to be a good time, don't we, Corey?
Exactly.
It's very rare that we don't like something, that we dislike something. There's been a few bits here and there, you know. We've had things like Who Killed Captain Alex, which is so ridiculous and so completely off the wall that it's amazing and that it's good. And there's been things like Hoodwinked, for example, which Corey really enjoys in sort of an ironic way.
It's fantastic.
That I can't stand. So there's a difference of opinion, but generally one of us is always positive about it. Yeah. Right? I'm really positive about Who Killed Captain Alex.
Correct.
Corey's really positive about Hoodwinked.
Yes.
Right? We generally try to keep... It's very rare that we are unanimous in our dislike of something.
Correct.
Unless it's Army of the Dead.
I was about to say, I think that's the only thing I could think of is Army of the Dead.
Because Army of the Dead sucks and it deserves to go in a hole and die and drown in its own urine.
That's the only one I could think of. In my head, I was like, is this Army of the Dead?
Army of the Dead. I know. Army of the Dead is the only one which we unanimously dislike.
Yes.
Which is odd. But Legend of the Sea Devils, give me your reactions.
Okay, so I wanted this to be similar to Eve of the Daleks, right? I went back and you gave it a 7. No, you gave it a 7.5 and I gave it a 7, or the other way around. One of us gave it 0.5, one of us gave it a 7.
I think I'd probably give it a 0.5. I'm a Dalek fan.
And I really liked it. It was good. It was good fun. I wanted this to be like that.
Right.
Unfortunately, it was not like that.
No, it was not like that.
It just wasn't. My issue started straight away.
Okay,
unfortunately.
Let's give a recap. We have a village in feudal China.
Yes.
1807, I believe it starts in. And
you could be
we
correct.
have a village is attacked by a pirate queen, and she destroys a statue of, would you guess it, a sea devil?
Yes.
Right? Initially, I've not had much exposure to a sea devil as a classic Doctor Who enemy. No. And I thought that statue was incredibly big. I thought, are they that big? He was holding a man with one hand.
I mean, yeah.
I thought he was like 20 foot tall.
I've only seen them in like stills from like the old. Whatever.
We know they're tall.
Exactly.
Are they that tall?
Well,
no, they're probably about 6'5", 7 foot.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mentioned this to you off air briefly. I've got a couple trivia bits.
Trivia. Oh, right.
One
We're
of
jumping
them
straight into the
does
trivia.
involve the height of
Of this.
the main Sea Devil in particular.
Oh, of the Chief Sea Devil.
Yeah.
What is the height of the Chief Sea Devil?
Well, it doesn't mention the height specifically. It does, however, mention the height of the lead Sea Devil varies wildly, sometimes towering over human characters by more than a foot, sometimes barely taller than them. So apparently Doctor Who doesn't even know how tall they are.
Right. Maybe it's just going up. Maybe it's just on his tippy toes sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just leading up. Maybe just because I'm. How tall are you? You're about
6'3".
6'3",
Hmm.
6'3", 6'2" kind of height, and sometimes you slouch. You're not
True.
as big, but if you sort of straighten up, then you'd probably be like 6'4".
Maybe because he was a statue for years, he's just got bad posture.
Maybe I'm 5'11", and I
Yeah.
probably when I straighten up, I can probably reach 6 foot quite easily. So, but height notwithstanding of the Sea Devils and the Chief Sea Devil, the Sea Devils are back in
Here we are.
force. They've got an army, and this time they've got an anti-gravity pirate ship, which I thought was a pretty cool. When I first saw that, I thought that was a pretty cool design. I like the look of a pirate ship. I like the sci-fi element where it's hovering. You know, it's got the sort of anti-gravity sort of jet engines on the bottom. It's sort of sweeping through the mist. It looks really like a ghost ship. I thought it was supposed to be like a ghost ship. Like a real pirate vibe, ghost ship kind of feeling.
This does actually lead me also to my final goof. And whoever wrote this on IMDb is very passive aggressive.
Okay.
It just states very simply: when the Doctor sees the flying Sea Devil boat, she declares such a sight to be impossible. The Doctor has encountered flying boats before.
Maybe it's a flying Sea Devil boat. She's not.
I mean, I know for a fact they haven't had a ship because she asks them when did we have a ship, and then he goes, since me.
Right.
So that's why they have a ship. Is since
I feel like that person has had a bit of a beef with the episode, and it's just nitpicking. I know nitpicking when I see it.
I mean, I feel like unfortunately, most of this episode could be nitpicked.
Fair enough. But I feel like I quite enjoy the Sea Devils as enemies. Nice to see them return.
Yeah. I mean, we spoke about this with the Daleks. It's good when either new or old creatures come back.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a bit of variety, something a bit different.
I would have liked to see a named Sea Devil, perhaps.
That's a good point.
Like I know some exist. There's Salvix, Narcissus. Thank you, Doctor Who Wiki.
There you go.
Some named Sea Devils, and my favourite Sea Devil, Chief Sea Devil. Yeah, it's like Chief Keef, maybe. And he appears. There's two apparently. There's one in the 1970s. In the original the Sea Devils episode. Season 9, series 3 of Doctor Who. So, and then we have the other Chief Sea Devil who's in this. With the third Doctor. Do you know who the third Doctor is?
My head's going Patrick Troughton, but I don't think it is. I know Hartnell's one.
Right.
And then I kind of lose it after that.
It's not Troughton.
It's not the other Tom, is it?
No, it's not. His name's not Tom.
Oh, God. Classic Who is where my head.
Yeah, Classic Who is just too long and too much.
This is literally the thing. My head just goes. Number 1 is William Hartnell, and after that it goes. Bleh, and then like
Do you want me to give you his first name?
Tom Baker's like 6.
If
you give me his first name, I probably will get it.
John.
Okay, that doesn't help as much as
most Doctor Who fans, they're screaming at the episode of his name right now. Who is the third Doctor, Corey? John.
John.
Do you want to give me the first letter of his second name?
No, I've got it. I'll get it.
No help. Don't stick with your Google.
Second one's got black hair. Third one's got like curly white hair.
Yeah, curly white hair. What's his name?
John.
Part.
Nope, not part. something.
Pert.
John Perch. John Pertwee. Is it
Yes,
Twee or
John,
Tree
correct.
or Tweet or something like that?
It's John Pertwee.
There we go.
How many times, Corey?
I don't watch classic Who.
That was a struggle. Wasn't a struggle and a half.
All right, I
So
don't
he
watch
is the
classic
first
Who.
Doctor to encounter the Sea Devils.
Yes.
John Pertwee is the first Doctor to encounter the Sea Devils. So we get lots of references to that. I said, "Oh, I've seen them before. I know them. I know them. It's John when I was John Pertwee." So, not even when I was the Doctor. When I was regular actor John Pertwee,
Yeah.
the Sea Devils were coming after me. So,
I mean,
and there's
as I was just gonna say, it was. I will say one thing. The one positive, at least the main positive, which is actually kind of also not a positive. The actual Sea Devils themselves look fantastic.
they look amazing.
For the most part, they look good.
Mm.
There are certain times when they don't.
The design and the fact their mouth
But
don't move
for the
when they
most
speak.
part, they look good.
It's great.
The fact that they're also practical is even better.
They are, a lot of good practical effect. Oh, they can't CGI Sea Devils. That's except that part where they're climbing up the side of the ship. That does look a bit janky.
Well, they've got the weird like pulsing throat as well, which is special effects, which is a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But of course, the Doctor is not alone. The Doctor is
no,
accompanied by Yaz and Dan,
correct.
two
Who we
mates.
mentioned last time.
Yes, we did. I feel like they're more tolerable in this. I feel like in the last episode they annoyed me a bit for some reason. But I feel like they're much better in this one. Probably because it's the Doctor who does the majority of the talking.
Yeah, I mean,
And I feel like
you're correct.
Right, this is I don't want to launch into a rant, but
Okay.
the Doctor's character, Jodie, how Jodie plays it, isn't that bad. I feel like for all the weird and wacky characters the Doctor has had, and wacky personas that that the character has taken on, hers isn't that hers isn't that bad.
Okay.
Hers isn't that strange really. Yes, she's a woman, so it's been established that you can turn into a woman if you're a Gallifreyan when you regenerate. Missy is obviously the biggest proprietor of that. And Missy was great.
True.
So with the 13th Doctor though, I don't think a character's that bad. I kind of like a sort of zany off the wall kind of energetic Doctor. It's what Tennant did sometimes. But he also sort of balanced it out with other things.
The issue is, I think, that people have is that it's not necessarily with her. A hyper Doctor's fine. Like you said, Tennant did it a bit. Matt Smith did it a lot.
Matt Smith did it a lot, yeah.
The issue is one, kind of the companions have been a bit lacking. You have Matt Smith and you have Amy and Rory, and then you're not the biggest fan of Rory, but still, they were fantastic. You had Clara as well with Matt Smith, great. Jodie Whittaker has kind of suffered from the companions not being great. The other
Strangely
issue
enough,
is,
people don't really like Clara, and I don't know why.
I don't mind Clara. I think she's all right.
I
prefer
for some reason,
Amy and
there's
Rory.
people who have an aberrant hate for Clara, and I'm like, why? I really like Clara.
I prefer Amy and Rory, but I don't think Clara did a bad job.
Oh, I like Amy. I'm not too sure about Rory.
Yeah, I know you're not. I don't mind Rory. I think it's good.
Okay.
But the issue with Jodie Whittaker is that I think she
think
just lacks a bit of oomph.
Do you think they've tried to do too much with?
Possibly.
Because they have like 3 people. I feel like 4 people in the TARDIS is a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the other issue is that throughout the whole 3, I think this is the 3rd season technically. She had Yaz.
Yeah.
And then she had the 2 people I can't remember.
Bradley Walsh.
Yes.
And Bradley Walsh's stepson.
Yes. And then Bradley Walsh and his stepson.
I want to say Ryan. Was that his character's name?
I think it was.
Okay.
They left, and we're like, okay, we're going home. And then that's
they went home.
It was just Yaz, and then in comes Dan.
Dan, who's John Bishop, who's a now his right. If he had been there from the start, I don't want to say right. If we'd removed Bradley Walsh and removed Ryan and just inserted Dan in from the very start, I feel like maybe I'd feel better.
Yeah, I mean the other issue is that one, from the looks of it, Dan's going to be leaving at the end of this season.
Right.
because at least at the end sequence when he's on the phone to his, I assume, I've not seen the series, I assume it's his like partner or
Or his wife or something.
yeah, from the looks of it, it's going to end with him going back and being like, I'm going to go back with my partner now
Heading
and I
off,
want to go on
yeah.
more
And
adventures,
then it's
which just
Yaz.
leaves Yaz. But my issue with this is nothing's happened to the companions. Nothing
What do you
bad.
mean nothing's happened to them?
Nothing bad's happened. They've all just gone home.
Well, wouldn't you just? I feel like that's more
No, but like,
realistic,
yeah, but
arguably, than you
even in
being
like,
regular
even in
people.
yeah, but like even in this episode, where Doctor's like, oh, time always runs out or whatever.
Yeah.
Not the companions that hasn't. They've just gone, eh.
Well, a lot of the
No,
companions die. A lot of the companions die. You know, Clara's killed by that raven.
no, but this is what I mean. There's nothing that's happened to Jodie with the companions that's made
Right.
like that's given her like a streak or
Right.
like a little knock or something. She's not lost anything.
I feel like that's come from. I feel like the best thing to do with that is Yaz.
Well, it's going to have to be because she
Because
hasn't got a connection to John, not John,
no,
to Dan really.
to John, like he's comedian John Bishop. He hasn't got a connection to him. To John,
It's because we keep calling Bradley Walsh Bradley.
we can just call him John. That's fine. Like we know him first name basis. No,
Mm.
I feel like Yaz is probably the best one to do that to, which is probably the saddest because she's got the best chemistry with Yaz.
I mean, yeah,
She's got the most chemistry with Yaz. So
it could go that way. It could go multiple ways with that.
yeah,
Obviously, we know she's regenerating next episode.
we do.
And they've got that whole. My other issue is with Dan, and I think the other issue is he's come in the Flux season, and in either the Daleks that happened and in this episode that happens, he always gets split off.
He does.
He's
He does his
always
own
on his own
stuff.
because it's like they're focusing on the Doctor and Yaz's kind of relationship
Yeah.
and the building of this kind of romance and stuff.
Well,
So we're
I
kind of like, okay,
don't
well,
mind.
Dan,
Don't mind that. In fact, quite like it.
I have one issue with it in this episode, and I'll
Right,
get to
can I
that in a
speak
minute.
first, though? I want to say something first.
Yep.
Rose. I know Rose and Tennant, right?
Mhm.
That was a romance that worked and that bloomed through Rose's interactions with Christopher Eccleston
Mhm.
and the Ninth Doctor,
Mhm.
and it bloomed through that, and that sort of had a resurgence in Tennant's era. And to be honest, who wouldn't go for David Tennant? I mean, I would.
Mhm.
So she hooks up with Tennant, and then at the end they sort of have that sort of sad parting of the ways, which is the episode literally called "Parting of the Ways."
Yes.
And it's one of the best pieces of Doctor Who or sci-fi media I've seen in many a long day. It's fantastic. Yep. The height of Russell T Davis's era.
Mhm.
But now we have the Doctor and Yaz, who I find they don't have the exact same chemistry, but I really enjoyed their chemistry. When they're together, they're really great. And I really enjoy their chemistry. And I wish they'd pull the trigger, but I don't think they're going to.
My
or she'll
issue
regenerate
is
and then they will.
that's right. Yeah. So this is where I think it's heading. My issue is one is that at some point, again, when she's having the conversation, and she's like, "Oh, if it would be anyone, it would be you." One, I don't believe that, because if it could be anyone, I know Rose was ages ago.
It'd be
Still,
Rose.
exactly. It wouldn't be her.
Right.
But also, I feel like what's going to happen is they're either going to get together just before regeneration happens, or it's going to be like a Tennant thing where she's about to admit it, and then she'll change into someone else.
Well, yeah, or she gets injured or something, and then
Yeah,
she dies, and then she has to regenerate. But then, there's the people have analysed, and the last word she says is Yaz when she regenerates.
yeah.
So it's something to do with that. And
I mean, it's my other issue is I don't with Tennant and Rose when they like interact, you can tell there's something there. They're like happy when they see each other. They're running up, they're hugging, they're on a motorbike together, whatever. Yaz and the Doctor just seem really awkward and just don't seem to have that like.
Yeah, but I feel like that's part of Yaz. I feel like Yaz has that sort of feeling about her. She has that trait of
possibly
being somewhat unsure of herself, but still a bit, wanting to be confident and do good. I quite like that in her because that feels quite real to me.
True.
Yeah, so we're not the best. So we all have spurts of confidence and the opposite. No, you can't look at someone and say you're 100% confident 100% of the time because you're not, because that's arrogance or possibly ignorance.
Yeah,
I feel like there's ups and downs, there's pitfalls. You'd have streaks of self-doubt. Everyone does. I feel like it's quite human of them to sound like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mentioned this last time on Evil the Daleks. I'm just getting tired of essentially pretty much every single Doctor having a companion and falling in love. The only one not doing that was Capaldi, pretty
I
much.
like Capaldi, even though right, okay, that was a nice change though. Capaldi was, yeah, probably because Capaldi looked old enough to be a dad.
Yeah, and it was like
So
he's like the only one I could think of that hasn't even had like a little bit of an interaction with his companion in some kind of romantic
Capaldi
way.
was just kind of like your kooky uncle.
Exactly.
It's me, it's me, Papa Capaldi. I'm going to take you on a fancy space adventure. Here's some
The other
sunglasses. Here's my electric guitar. You know.
the other thing is, and this is probably also going to be the issue, is that this is after the next episode, Chibnall's done and
Yes.
Whittaker's done, and then in comes Russell T Davies.
Right.
And even if Chibnall's trying to set up this whole Yaz and Doctor thing, I feel like he has to end it there because I don't know if Russell T Davies will keep it going.
Okay.
Because I feel like in Russell T Davis's head, the Doctor is still going to be trying to go over Rose
Okay.
because that's his thing. That's what he
What do
did.
you think we'll get Billy Piper back?
No. But I think in his head, the Doctor wouldn't want a relationship because he's still struggling with that.
Right. Okay.
Whereas in Chibnall's head, he wants to do something similar to that, so he's trying to do it.
It was
Whereas
something new as well, to do something new as well.
Whereas Russell T Davies did Rose, and he kind of understands what the Doctor would be feeling.
Right.
But I don't know. It's one of the things we kind of just wait and see for the final episode, see what happens if we get anything, if it gets ignored.
As for Legends of the Sea Devil, let's go back to that. After our slight tangent there, we've got more than just Dan and Yaz.
Yep.
We've got this other character. We've got Ghun, who is the samurai lord, Japanese feudal lord, in charge of the ship, and it's all about what are they after, the Keystone.
They're after the Keystone, which is kind of a fallen plot point in this episode.
Right, that's probably because I couldn't remember what it was called. That's the MacGuffin, as they say in the industry.
Well, yeah.
Everyone's after the Keystone. The Sea Devils are after the Keystone to power their ship, not their ship, their base or something, to reverse the polarity of the
North and South Pole.
Of the North and South Pole. Did they say reverse the polarity in the episode?
No, they said something about swapping the North and South.
Oh, that's the perfect time to say it, because that's like a Doctor Who phrase, isn't it?
But I don't know if they said reversing the polarity.
Oh, they could have easily said that.
They might have done. I just might have not picked up on it.
Oh no, I feel like I would have picked up on it.
I feel like you would have picked up on it.
So, you've got to reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, and that comes from John Pertwee. That comes from the Third Doctor. That's what he always says. He always says reverse the polarity of the polarity of the neutron flow, and then he points his screwdriver at something, and then the whole plot fixes itself. It's then been used as like a joke through all the incarnations. So it's just something that will happen that will fix it.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
So she could have easily said reverse the polarity, and that would have been amazing. But anyway, the Sea Devils plan to reverse the polarity and turn the Earth inside out and make everything water. So the Sea Devils can live and thrive in the new watery Earth and destroy all of the land.
Yes.
So you've got to stop. The Doctor has to stop it by reversing the reverse and turning it all back.
Correct.
By putting the ship in a big whirlwind. And Ghun kind of holds on and says, "I will hold them off." Or I will. No, he doesn't. He's like, he has to hold the ship together or something. And then it breaks apart.
Some weird thing. Yeah. I mean,
I'll give it credit. The plot moves along quite quickly.
It does. I feel like in some parts too quick.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Would you call that pacing issue? Would you call it story-wise?
I can't remember who it was. I was watching someone else talk about this episode and review it, and he mentioned the fact that it seems like they had a cut, and it was like a longer cut, and they cut stuff out. So it seems
where's
like
that net from?
Missing. Well, that's one of the things that annoyed me.
Where did that get that net from?
Right at the start, where to try and trap it.
Where was he standing on the net? We never even saw it. He was just standing magically in the net.
I think the whole point is he just happens to walk on the net, and the Doctor, Yaz, and Dan kind of have a plan already figured out.
Well, they just saw him. They just saw the Sea Devil.
But I mean, there's
How would they
that.
already
There's the
know to
fact that
trap him?
why isn't the pirate queen at the start killed like everyone else is?
Maybe I don't know. The Cedo was rampaging through that village.
Yeah, but he kills the father, who's like
He kills
next
the
to her.
father. He kills a few people in the village and
Um,
leaves.
he can also apparently jump really high.
He can. He's got force jump. Why didn't he ever use that? Why did they never use that again?
That wasn't the greatest looking thing of just
Hold
jumping
on,
on the
wait. They're
ship.
climbing up the ship. Why didn't they just jump from the ship?
I mean, that's a good point.
Why
Do
didn't
you
they
know
just
what?
jump up the side?
There's one thing in this episode, right, that really bugged me.
Right. Okay.
Um,
It's not the
I
net, is
know.
it?
No. Right, Dan and the son's name, I can't remember who he is.
I don't know either. Just the
The guy with the keystone. By
guy
the
with
way,
the
the
keystone.
keystone has been on this guy's neck the whole time, and they
Right.
don't even allude to it. Right,
I honestly thought it was
this isn't my
inside him
point.
when they showed that.
This is the thing. This isn't my point. But another title is right near the end. They go, oh, the keystone. It's this glowing. Sometimes glows yellow, and then literally the guy's chest glows yellow.
Yeah.
At no other point, they could have easily just had his clothes just subtly glow throughout the episode, and you just don't realize it.
Or they could have like shown him glowing at some point.
Yeah.
Like, what's that?
Just
Maybe they
have
discovered the keystone earlier, but
just have the glow appear every now and then, and you don't realize it unless you're looking for it. That doesn't happen. But my issue is they go on a ship and there's like, oh, there's no crew. Where's the crew gone? And it's just mysteriously all of the Pirate Queen's crew is being held ransom.
They've all been kidnapped off screen.
Yes, and
And
somehow
her kids are being held off screen. And she has to give the keystone to the people who are.
Yes.
I feel like that's a historical event that that I just don't know about.
I mean, it's one of those things where like so you're telling me that like she raises the anchor, runs back to the wheel, pilots the ship, and then runs off of the wheel to then drop the anchor.
It's like
again.
Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know where Tim Curry comes in the room and he like operates the dummy in the bath, and she's just got like a section of strings. She's just pulling string, pull the anchor with the string, pull the sail, pull the string.
As soon as they got on that ship and there was no crew, I was immediately like, right, the one thing I wanted from this episode was a massive like ship battle between a crew of people and a crew of sea devils with swords. I was like, we're not getting that now.
We kind of got that.
We got it when like a 4-on-4, and it wasn't even that good. Because the one issue with the sea devils is they move really slow and really clunky. So whenever they're in a fight scene, it just doesn't look good.
And they've got those magic like lightsaber swords where they can cut your skin. They cut your skin and they instantly insta kill.
Yes, which are able to be used.
Was that ever brought up again? I think it just happened at the start, didn't it? And then no one was ever killed that way either.
And then Dan kills like 4 of them by spinning around.
Yeah, he kills 4 of them with a super spin. They kill by their own weapon.
Yeah.
And I thought like they'd get Ji-Hun with it, or they'd kill the kid or something with this double. No, just never roll up again, apart from the fact that Dan can spin really well.
Yeah, and it's I don't know, it's just a bit. The fight scenes in this weren't great because it was really
Doctor Who's never been one for fight scenes.
No, but like this one stuck out to me as not.
Doctor Who has never been one for fight scenes. I think hand-to-hand combat, QCQ as we call it in the. Oh wait, no, not QCQ, CQC. CQC as we call it in the industry. I'm not in the industry. Is not Doctor Who's forte.
No,
it's very much animated Spider-Man, Star Trek, double hand punch, wrestle on the ground kind of thing.
I will say one thing. This is another good thing. The underwater bit looks great, looks fantastic, visually stunning.
Oh yeah.
As a story point, I didn't like it.
The Sea Devil base looks
great.
Looks
when they go underwater and they're like, oh, the ship's not here, and we open the door and there's like an oxygen bubble, which is why we're not getting splashed by water or whatever. Looks fantastic. Story-wise, don't like it, but looks great.
Well, I think we've seen that because this will be a really weird backtrack, but the TARDIS has like a force field around it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because when they arrive on the Dalek Emperor's ship in Chris Eccleston's series, the Daleks can't shoot at them because they come out the doors and the Daleks just start shooting, but there's like a force field, so they can't get to them.
True. And then because obviously that's how they end up because Dan's on his own with the kid, and he's on the
Yeah.
Pirate Queen ship. That's because he's walked off with the kid, and then the Doctor and Yaz end up going back in time, going back forward in time, and then revening back on the ship.
To find
And
where
they all-
Jihon is, because Jihon's been captured by the Sea Devils.
Yes, he's like raised on a tank. He's in like life support in this thing.
Yeah.
And he's asking them like, "Do you have the Keystone?" And he's like,
Yeah,
"I
it's
don't
what
know
he
what
what
the
he's
Keystone
what he
is."
needs to.
Yes.
Who's he trying to save? What's he trying to do?
He has it because it was his, and then
He gives it to them.
He gave it to the guy on the ship, who then is like the grandfather or great grandfather of the kid who has it now.
Yeah.
I can't remember why he needs it, or if he's just keeping it safe.
Maybe.
And then the Pirate Queen needs it because she needs to get all the money and the gold to save her crew.
To save her crew and her
And
kids.
the Sea Devil
Yeah.
wants it.
Yeah.
So he can do the whole reversal thing.
Do the whole reversal of the world. Yeah. I
And
get that.
I mean that's kind of the whole plot. It's just a bit. I don't know. It seems like it had the essence of a really fun episode, right? Pirate ships, adventure, and firing cannons and stuff.
Can I propose to you this?
Okay.
Imagine we didn't get these specials, right? Imagine we didn't get these specials.
Yeah.
And imagine if this was 2 or 3 episodes.
Yes.
And they stretched it out, and they put other stuff in it, right? They put other stuff in it, like maybe the Sea Devils like travel for. Maybe they've got a time traveling ship, and they travel forward in time and try to invade now, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, put some more stakes in there, and the Pirate Queen does have a crew and stuff.
Yeah.
If this was just a series, if we got a series of this, and the Sea Devils were like 2 or 3 episodes,
yeah,
I feel like that'd be great.
It'd be better.
We can have an arc.
It feels like we've been thrown in to something that we don't know. It's like, okay, right, you're in China. There's a Keystone. There's a statue that's come to life, and this woman wants it, and this guy needs it, and the Sea Devil needs it, and we're all going to explain it really quickly and verbally tell you what's going on because you have no idea.
Right.
Evil for Daleks was explained briefly in the Flux series.
Yes.
Because the Daleks were in that, and so the whole like time loop and stuff that's explained in the series before that, and also they show you how the time loop works because they die and come back. Yeah. This just kind of feels like sometimes like an info dump of like people telling you we need this because of this reason, this, and this. I'm going to tell you this rather than explain it or show you what's going on.
Yeah.
Tell you it instead. And doesn't everyone love being told stuff?
We love long exposition. It's the age old proverb, isn't it? Of show, don't tell.
Yes.
You know, if I say, Corey, you're the best long jumper in the world, I can tell you that every hour of the day. But no one's going to know you're the best long jumper in the world until you do the best long jump in the world.
Exactly.
So no one's going to see it if I keep telling you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like, it seems like it had a good premise. It just had issues of, we don't know what's going on. There's no backstory to this. It's almost like you could put this in like any series and it doesn't really have a connection other than the companions. There's like no mention of anything from either the Daleks. This isn't going to be mentioned in the next episode because that's the Daleks again. And so it's just a bit weird. It's just like this placed in. It's weirdly, it's filler, even though there's only like 3 episodes.
Right. Okay.
That's what it feels like.
But I suppose we can't really be angry at Chibnall at this point. After it, after all he's done, can we really be that mad? To say, because we got Russell T Davies back. We got.
We have.
We're having a new Doctor for the new year, and could we really be that angry at him now?
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is, and the other thing the other guy mentioned as well is, this is Jodie Whittaker's penultimate episode, and it does not feel like it.
Oh, it doesn't
She's got 1 episode left, and this does not feel like it's leading to her final episode. Because also, like in old Who, the final episode is like it's 2 parts.
Yeah, it's a 2-parter normally.
And it's this massive, big thing that takes 2 episodes to try and fix and figure out. Whereas now, we're kind of still getting that because we're getting like an hour-long special, which is roughly 2 episodes, but still. it just feels like this is going to be a bit forgettable and doesn't really mean much, which is
True.
unfortunate for her second to last episode.
Yeah, I get that.
And then we get the trailer for the final episode.
Shall we discuss that?
We might as well.
The trailer for the final episode. I mean, it's bringing in a lot of stuff. It's seeing as like a crescendo for Jodie's time as the Doctor.
Yes.
So we've got the Cybermen.
Yes.
Turn with the lot. I know that Cyberman with sort of the cracked faceplate. He's a character.
Yep.
I believe he features like the last Cyberman or something like the lone Cyberman or something he was called.
Yeah, I think it's the lone Cyberman.
And he is the and he's one of the characters in one of the Jodie's first, I think the first or second series that she did.
It might have been the first one.
I think it was the second actually, because I remember he was mentioned in the
like the first 4 episodes.
In the Jadoon episode, the Dear Jadoon episode that I watched, and then Jack Harkness was in it, and he said, "Beware the lone Cyberman." That's the one line I remember from that. Apart from the fact that Jadoon were in it, because I'm a fan of the Jadoon, and guess where they come from? Tennant series. Tennant series is so much for Doctor Who, man. It's so much.
To be fair, it's just because a lot of new new aliens come in from that series, or brought back in that series, and it's just really good. It's really well done.
Yeah, and we've got the Daleks are back in this as well in this finale.
Correct.
Next to the Cybermen, do you think we'll get some sort of Doomsday reprisal?
Possibly.
Daleks versus Cybermen. I've got no idea what the plot is, but
no, possibly. I don't. It's gonna be interesting how they do it.
I'd like that. The Daleks would never work with the Cybermen. That was my one criticism of. Is it the Pandorica? Is that what they called it?
Yes.
The one criticism of the Pandorica thing. The whole when all the bad guys get together. It's like I don't think the Daleks would ever work with the Cybermen. Maybe I think it was because all their lives were threatened by the. Was it the Tardis? I don't remember what the issue was.
I think so.
Something's happened to the Tardis, and they decided to imprison the Doctor in their box.
Yeah.
So you're a Smith fan.
The Pandorica was that's the thing. Is that the thing Amy goes in?
I think so.
And then Rory waits outside of it for like 3,000 years.
Yeah, and Rory's a cyborg.
Yes. Well, he's a Roman centurion.
He's a Roman centurion, and all of the aliens team up together.
Yes.
It's like the Daleks and the Cybermen and the Sontarans and the Jadoon and the one with a weird face and stuff.
Yes.
They all team up. So,
good episode.
By the way, I did that Christmas, like 2009. Not sure 2009, like 2010 or something. I did that before Doctor Who did it.
Really?
There's a picture of me that exists as a child.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day, when I got Doctor Who figures, I had the Sontaran battle pack with 3 Sontarans in it in Donna and Noble. I had I had the Court of Skaro Daleks, right?
Nice.
The black one and the 3 bronze ones. Dalek Sec. And then I had the Cybermen. I had the Cyber Leader, the one with the sort of brain skull or whatever head.
Yeah.
And I had 2 Cybermen. I had them all together fighting the Doctor. I did that. I did that first. I did the Pandorica first, by the way. Just to want to take credit for that.
Okay. Put it on the wiki. Put it on the Doctor Who wiki.
Add it to the wiki. I did it as a boy first, you know. So, and I think I've still got most of those Daleks still exist. I think the Cybermen and the Sontarans may have seen better days and may have been chucked, but I think
there you go.
I think the Daleks exist. I think the Jadoon were there as well. The Jadoon figures still exist. I've still got the Jadoon actually. They're in good condition. Because I remember, what you used to do is they used to sell figures in single packs. Sometimes they do multi-pack of figures. You would sell figures in single packs. You could just buy like 20 standard Jadoon troopers and just get like a whole army of Jadoon. Or a whole army of Sontarans or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was good. Have you ever got any Doctor Who memorabilia? Let's just talk about this for a few minutes.
I have. I've got a really small TARDIS.
Right.
And I have a remote control RC Dalek.
Nice. What kind of
Tennant Dalek, the bronze one.
Oh, nice. I've got a remote control Dalek. It's the blue Paradigm one. It's the one from Moffat's.
Oh, I've also got a metal sonic screwdriver.
Nice. I've got a Matt Smith sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, mine's Matt Smith as well.
Nice. Cool.
And it works on the TV.
Great. Mine just kind of makes noises when you press the button, and it does
Mine also
and it does the
does that.
flicky thing.
Yeah, mine also does that, but it can also be a remote for a TV.
Oh no, mine's just something. I think I was like cosplay. I don't want to say cosplaying. I think it was like Halloween, and I was like Doctor Who or whatever.
That
So
makes
I
sense.
needed a sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was always a fun time. But Doctor Who was like big when we were kids growing up around Doctor Who. Amazing.
Well, exactly. It was Tennant when we were young.
Yeah, Doctor was Tennant. Yeah,
And then it leaned into Matt Smith, and then at that point we were grown up once he finished.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But speaking of Doctor Who, I wonder if you have a Doctor Who related weekly rec for us, Corey.
Kind
Do
of.
you? Okay, far away.
Well, technically not. But originally, my plan was to recommend Torchwood because in the trailer for the next episode, you also see these two females.
Okay, who are those two females?
They are revealed to be. I'm going to make sure I get my names correct because I didn't know who they were.
Okay.
I had to look this up. I was told this. They are Tegan and Ace.
Right.
Which are two old kind of companions from Doctor
Companions
Who.
of the Doctor, yes.
And I believe they're also in Torchwood.
Right.
So I was going to recommend Torchwood because to get some context on who they are, because I didn't know who they were. However, I have not seen Torchwood because I was going to plan on watching it as well. So I thought, well, I can't really give a rec.
I think I've seen bits of Torchwood. I don't think I've seen all of it.
That's what I mean. I'm like, I can't give a rating to something I haven't
seen. Yes.
So I thought, okay, I'll mention that. If you want to know who them two are, they're there. And I was thinking, well, what else can I recommend?
Was it a piece of Doctor Who media, perhaps?
No, this is completely not Doctor Who related at all.
Right.
Because it was going to be Torchwood, and I thought, no, it'll be something else. And I thought, what have I seen this week? What have I watched this week? I'll just pick something that I've seen this week.
Okay.
And so today's rec is completely not Doctor Who related, but if you want to go see something fun, it's fantastic. So I'm going to recommend Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
Because I watched it this week on TV. And
is there any? Can we find some sort of loose connection? Do we have to play sort of the Kevin Bacon game? The Oracle of Bacon. We have to figure out how is Mrs. Doubtfire connected to Doctor
Who? I can't think of anything.
Actually, I think you can. Let's see if we can try this out. Right. Let me go because I know in the Oracle of Bacon you can actually set it to search for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the Oracle of Bacon is?
Yeah, it's I call it the seven. Is it seven separation of bacon or something?
Yeah. Right. Let's connect David Tennant. Here we go. To obviously Robin Williams.
Yes.
How many connections do you think we'll find? Find link.
4.
2.
Oh.
Here we go. Robin Williams was in The Big White with Woody Harrelson, who was in Free Jimmy with David Tennant.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Bang. Connected. So, let's try Jodie Whittaker just for.
Yeah, that'll be way further.
No, 2 again.
Oh, really?
Robin Williams was in AI Artificial Intelligence with Jude Law, who was in Black Sea with Jodie Whittaker.
Okay, fair enough.
And Black Sea, there you go. Sea Devils. Let's try Matt Smith. How many for Matt Smith? Let's try all the recent Doctors. Oh no, Matt Smith is just a name. Oh, come on. All right. Peter Capaldi. Come on. Yeah, Peter Capaldi. Right. Find link. 2 again.
Oh my god.
Robin Williams was in Dead Again with Andy Garcia, who was in Mod Zilagini with Peter Capaldi.
Nice.
So there you go. That's our connection to Doctor Who. Oh god, it's amazing that site, isn't it? It really is. Maybe our rec should be go to the Oracle of Bacon and connect some actors. What would you rate Mrs. Doubtfire then for a real rating?
I rate it a solid 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, nice. And while we're in the business of real rating, I've realised we haven't actually real rated Legend of the Sea Devils.
That is a good point. Yeah, we just kind of ignored that and talked about.
We have. Well, maybe that speaks to its rating.
It's not going to be good.
Right. Should we say it at the same time?
Can do.
Right. On the count of 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Then we say the number.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 5.
4. Ooh.
Okay. Oh.
I was going to go 4.5, but I thought I'd go 4.
I'm 5 because I just nothing it really. My opinion is
Okay.
It's if this was just stuffed in the middle of a season, it'd be a low episode, and that'd be it.
Yes.
And we'd have much better episodes than this.
Yes.
We'd say, oh, Legend of the Sea Devils, okay, fine. There was better episodes, you know.
Yeah.
The one with the Jadoon, good one.
Yep.
But I feel like it's just middle of the road. 5, not really much to say. You've 4, so you've pointed it lower than me.
Yeah, but for the main reason of 1, I think as a penultimate episode, it's not good at all.
No, it fails in that
My
regard.
other issue is that I watched the whole of Peter Capaldi's last season, right? And I know that Peter Capaldi had a season to end with, not like 3 specials, but still.
Yeah.
And Peter Capaldi was the Doctor that was similar to Jodie, wasn't really a fan favorite. I believe Bill and Nardo were also new for the final season, but I could be wrong. I watched the last season, and by the end of it, I was looking forward to where it was going to end and what was going to happen. It made me look forward to the final episode of the season, but not because I was looking forward to him leaving, because I thought, where's it going to go? What's going to happen with the characters? It's going to be a good time.
Okay.
This doesn't do that for me with Jodie Whittaker, which is unfortunate.
Okay.
Would
you say it had potential and it sort of let it down?
Oh, it definitely had potential. You've got a pirate adventure.
Yeah.
Anything can do that, and it'd be a good time. You know, it could have been something like Evil Darlings where it's just fun, and it's just a bit of fun and a laugh, and it doesn't quite hit that mark, and it's a bit confusing and a bit bleh. A bit bleh.
I feel like that's a solid.
No one wants that with Doctor Who. No one wants a bit bleh.
No, not really. But I felt that's remarkably apt for our reaction to the episode as a whole. But that was our review, our sometimes criticism, our sometimes observation, our sometimes how tall are the Sea Devils for Doctor Who Legend of the Sea Devils. We do hope you enjoyed. We will probably bring you more Doctor Who content as soon as it airs. As soon as we get that final episode, we'll be on that. We'll be on it like raspberry jam.
Exactly.
So we'll bring it to you soon. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for our sci-fi month of May, our Star Wars month of May. Looking forward to it, Corey. Are you?
Correct. Very much so.
Very much so. Excellent. So for now, it's a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.